Hi Tina, good morning. So we'll wait for people to join in. Just give them a couple of minutes. If you can hear my voice, can you just give me a thumbs up? We're going to use a square tile, like always. Square tile. If you do not have it, you can draw it. So just wait for a couple of minutes for people to join. So just start. I got stuck with a lot of stuff like last couple of weeks. So doing a live class also takes some time for us to design and everything. And when I commit, I need to keep it up. So that's the reason I couldn't have it. I couldn't have the session for the last 2 weeks, and I had to cancel it. So let's start off the session and let people join in. That's fine. As they join in, let them join in. This is to a quick note to say that I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. So we'll tell about this just before we start the session. So just let's take the tool what we will be using it. So we'll be using a 3.5-inch square tile, which is from a Zentangle. So if you do not have this 3.5-inch square tile, you can draw it in a paper or in a sketchbook or a good art paper, because the reason that we ask you to use the right material is so that whatever you do hard work of it, it gets saved and you're able to see it whenever you want to. It's good. So good to save that. And otherwise, just to practice and just to relax yourself, even the current situation, we say that just use any paper which you do have it. And what we use is the Sakra Micron pen. So I would be using a 01 and a 05 because the nib sizes are different, and when I need to do more inking, so I would be using, so these are Sakra Micron pens which we strongly recommend. And these Zentangle graphite pencil and a tortillon or a stub. What we use a tortillon and a stub is that these are the ones when we use shading. So when we use a graphite pencil and we do a shading, this gives a nice smoothing effect and gives a three-dimensional effect. In Zentangle, we always say that the shading brings in a kind of a magic to your artwork. So that's the reason we say that. Now, you do not have the Sakra Micron pen or the graphite pencil. You could use a normal pen which doesn't bleed. So you're good to use that. And the graphite pencil is a normal graphite pencil you could use, or a earbud, or a thickened paper for you in place of your stub or a thing. So that's good. We are good with those tools. We're good with those 4 tools to go ahead and do create our beautiful artwork. And this is small to say that I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. We keep stressing on each session that we are a certified Zentangle teacher. There is a purpose, because we've been authorized to teach it. So it's teaching a yoga. You need to have a person who's tutored to teach a yoga. Anyone cannot teach it. So the same way as Zentangle is an art form which needs to be taught by us who are certified to teach, because we've been taught how to teach you all. So that's the small disclaimer on it. And anything which I'm taught out here is only for your purpose, personal use, not for you taking any class or commercial purpose or anything. It's just for you creating it. So no further. So this session is completely ownership and proprietary with me. So that's a small note. So let's start. I'm not sure how you've been doing for so long. I've been missing you all. So let's start again the sessions. So let's relax ourselves. Relax your neck. Just calm yourself and just stretch your hands, because that's the most important right now. Just stretch it out, your shoulders, your neck. Just give them a nice stretch. And let's take a normal breathing is very important for us, which we all know that. And Zentangle goes with every breathing. We do a stroke and we get to create beautiful art form. So that's a gratitude to our breath. So let's take nice deep breaths. So we do a 6 deep breaths, count of 6. The first 3 will be a normal deep breath and exhale. The last 3 deep breaths, what I say that bring in a lot of memories, calm yourself, bring in a smile on your face, and let go whatever is bothering you. And just let's do this, and in the end let's do a gratitude at this hour. Could be your stationery, could be anything whom you want to give a gratitude at this particular hour, which is most important. And then we start our sessions. Okay, so just follow my instructions. Take a nice deep breath and exhale it out. Take another nice deep breath and exhale it out. Take another beautiful deep breath and exhale it out. Now the deep breaths, take beautiful thoughts, memories, and bringing a smile on your face. Take a nice deep breath, bringing a smile on your face, and let it go. Bringing another smile on your face. Exhale it inhale it very nicely. Bring a smile on your face and exhale it out. Let's take another last deep breath and bring a smile on your face and let it go. Let's say thank you from our heart and mind and soul. And slowly open your eyes. So let's start. So people who have joined in, it says that I'm a certified Zentangle teacher to teach this art form. So just remember to respect the art form by not teaching it if you're not certified, and learn it from a certified Zentangle teacher. Right. So today I'm going to do something different. This I have played sometime earlier. It's been a little long that I played, so now I'm going to play it again differently. So this is a pattern by one of our Indian tangler called Rahat Fazana, her name is, and I kind of chose it today being Eid Mubarak, and so I thought I will take her tangle today when we are starting in. And this pattern is called as Aini. This pattern is called as Aini, so we will AINI. Okay, this you can play it in a lot of different ways. You can do it as a flower, you can do it as a border, so there's a lot of variation which you can do it. So I'm just going to do a little in my tile what we're going to create it, we will use it as a, not as a border but as a center thing. So let's do that string wheel come in. So it's a very simple one, very easy one. What you do is you draw a kind of a arc kind of a stuff which continues, you can keep continuing on this part. So I'm just going to do 3 arcs, right? And then what we do, we drew a line following it and going around, and then again going another line. It's like a small cup, right? So she does with the 4 lines, so I continue the same 4 lines. Right? Right? Now assume that you did this and then you went off there, and you can do it because there's nothing wrong in that, no? If you come back and do it, because this is just going to be this. So this is what it is, your foundation on your what it is. And then what we draw right at the tip, we draw a small kind of a teardrop, or right. And then what we do, this one we extend it out here, we extend it out here. So we don't do it full, we just extend it. So that's the, this line is very important, that okay, I think I have done 1 line less. See, now see, you could make it out that I've done 1 line less, so which is going to be right. So it's going to be because I just realized that I was explaining, so that's when it went in. So if you can see it, so isolate. Okay, so this is what it is, right? So we're going to, so this one what we can do is we're going to do just do these kind of embellishments out here, or you can just ink it up completely. And then I like the way what she does this, so I continue to do this. The rest I do a little of embellishment, a little different. So she just does this on the center one, she inks it up and then she does it. So it's like a cross which comes in, so which is nice. We just continue on that. So then what we can do is the embellishment. So this one, when you're doing it, you can do it as a border, you can just do it like this, or you can just do it, see. But you have to remember when you're doing these, right, when you're doing these to form a little different, because this will form as a flower for you, but you'll have to ensure that you have enough space so that you can do the aura, because you need to do the aura. So your first line has to be little further down, so you need to space it up nicely. See, if you space it up, only then you will be able to do the aura. See, right? So if you do it real close, you won't be able to do those auras. So just remember that the center one, when you start, because you're going to start from the outer, unless you're going to do aura this way, that's little difficult to go about doing it. So doing the first aura, which is your bottom aura, would be the best. So always space it up and do it. So you can play around different, how much ever you want to do it. You can keep doing it. You can do it just as a border, that a square and then a frame and a border. You can keep playing around a lot. So this is the pattern. So here I have played around differently, which is what I'm going to show it. So what I've done is, here I've just inked on kind of shading kind of a stuff I've done on this. I have done shading only on the second petal, right? Here I've not done anything, I've just left it. So this is my swatch card, so I was just playing around in it. So if you see that, so I replicated kind of this with the shading out here, no shading. So just see that. So we will play around on this, and then what I did was on the center line I kind of inked it up, so which goes into this. So and then inking in. So we're good to go. It looks difficult, it's easy. So should we go ahead? So let's take my time. So what you can do is, when you are going to create it, because we're going to do this same kind of a stuff out here, I'm going to try to use the same kind of a string out here. What you can do is, you can just draw very light, which is your center line, because if you want to do it equally, while I'll show you, because I've not done these kind of a measurement while I'm doing it here. So I'm just going to draw a line out here, and I'm going to draw another line out here. Okay, this is going to be my baseline, but so I will start my work from here. So I'm going to keep a distance and I'm going to start my work out here. So it's going to be like this, and then like this. Now this is that you can do it little more depressed, or deepened on, or you can just do little flattened. So if you want to do a little more kind of it is kind of a moving and kind of more depth to it. Yeah, sometimes you get stuck with the words, so I was trying to say more of the depth. You can do it, or you can do a little flattened. Anything is good. So let's do with this. So this, I'm going to keep that as my string. So I always check back on my, when we start, so I'll just check on my nib size. Right? So that's my first line. Then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do my second line, and I'm going to come, I'm going to do my second line. The same second line I'm going to continue out here. Yeah, that's my first. So we're going to do 2 more around like this. and we're going to do the fourth one. Right, see, now if you see that this distance is too much to ink it, so when I'm going to do it, I will push it up and I do it. So that's why if you draw, we use all pencils as a reference, which are very light, so that it doesn't come as a permanent one, so which just helps you, just a reference thing. So that we're done with this. So now we're going to do the center draw. Right, and I'm just going to go here, here, here. So I'm just going to go back here, I'm going to go back here. Right, so let's repeat the same thing out there. So I'm just going to go back, and if you see that I have not measured, but they've kind of kept to a I rotate my tile. See, now right now what I'm teaching, I won't be able to observe and mentor. So that's why you need to get into a class, so that if you really want to learn and my best, I can mentor out here. So can you see it? Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my other pen now, because I will need to. So I'm just going to move it. Oh no, sorry. So I'm just going to move this line up a little more, so that, right, and then here this particular place I'm just going to, because it's going to be too much, so I'm just going to ink it up. Right, and then what I'm going to use a different color, which is a brown, a little darker brown, and I'm going to use those to do my inking, because I've already have a tile which is completely black and white. So I'm just going to use little different, so that I have the same pattern with a different color. So I just go back and ink it up. Right, and I'm going to go my you can just ink this completely also, that also is fine. The embellishment is all up to you how you want to do it. Now she says you can even do this little differently, you want to do that. Right, so now I go to the second one, and I'm going to just go right, that we keep rotating the tile. That's why we say that use a square paper, which is square tile. We call it as a tile in purpose reason, and keep rotating it. So that makes it more comfortable. Right? And then we're going to do the second one. In this particular place, I am going to use a black ink only. I'm not going to use a brown. Right, so we are done here. So just going to use my 05 and I'm going to ink this space. Like I said beginning of the session, that I'm a certified Zentangle teacher teaching this art form. So you need to be certified to teach this art form, and any art form there is a way to give a respect to it. So this is an art form which is taught by only by certified Zentangle teacher. So if you're teaching it, be conscious enough that you are a certified Zentangle teacher to teach. It's like yoga. Yoga is taught by the certified teachers. Right. So now you can see the contrast of brown. If I continued, it could have kind of. So I've used the black just to give a. Right. So this is it. So we're going to just replicate this out here, right? So I've already drawn a pencil out here, mark out here. So what I'm going to do is, just to get this line on the same line, I'm just going to go pull it up here, and we're just going to pull it up here, and kind of know they're all on the same thing, and I'm just keeping it. So I'm going to, so this is going to be my reference point when I'm going to draw it. Right. So I'm going to just use my pencil again, and pen, black pen, and I'll ensure that this is going to be my line. So I'm just going to keep, I think I'll be able to do it. So just going to start. Even if it comes below, it's okay for me, because this is not, I don't want these to be more broader space. So if it comes below is fine for me. And just do it slowly. we're going to do the last one. So kind of you come up to the same kind of a line, we've kind of kept it up. Right. Right. So it's going to be something. This is what our end result will look. Here we have done a little more deep shading, which I might not be doing it. So let's continue on that. So if you can get to see it, this is what it is, right? And I'm going to use this line. So I'm just going to be going on this direction, so it's easy for me. I always like say no, I do the same kind of a right. So I'm going to do this rack. Right. So we're going to do the same thing out here. So we're done now. So I'm going to keep mine, and I'm going to take my brown. So I'm going to do all my center inking. Right? Did you like the pattern? Did you find it challenging? Leave a comment so that I can see it, because I have time to check now. Right. So we're going to do this one. Thanks, Alucina. Next what we will do is we'll be just doing a shading, and that's it. And little of embellishment, if you want to, you can continue doing it. Don't feel like, but I'm just going to leave it simple. Right, so now we've done this. Now we're going to do the center part. Right, then we'll go to this. And Zentangle, well, I always believe in gratitude. So Zentangle teaches us gratitude. So you can show gratitude by liking it. Yes, lots of possibilities. You can do a lot of possibilities on this. What I've shown is very less. You can do a lot of possibilities. That's what so if you see the swatch cards, so if you can see a lot of possibilities which can come out around you here. Right, then I'm going to just take my black and I'm just going to draw orbs out here. Right, and then keeping the orbs as my reference, and I'm just going to come close to show you. So if you see, we are reference lines by somewhere here, and we've just come down below. So that's why we say that to draw the lines very small. Right, so like I was telling it again, I just repeat it again, that Zentangle is a beautiful art form. It's a trademark and copyright by Maya Avanith, who created this art form. So to be a certified Zentangle teacher who have been authorized to teach. So if you're going to teach this art form, be certified to teach, and that's what you give a respect to an art form and to your students who are learning from you. Right, so I'm going to use back again a thing to ink it up all the space. So if you want to know more, you can go to their website, which is Zentangle website, and you can get to see it, and you can check in their website. You can find my name, and that's how you can find a certified Zentangle teacher. So you will find my name in the website, which is from the USA. So I traveled to the USA to get myself certified. So the passion for this art form, you can see that we travel all the way from India to the USA to certify, to learn this and spread this beautiful art form in a positive way. Do it for twice or something, and then you could there we go. Right, so if you want a little more thing, we can just extend it up. Now what I'm going to do is a little more. I'm just going to give a line with a brown, very small. Very thin line. Right? And I'm going to give it on either side. Right? And now we're just going to shade it. Very simple shading, nothing much. Yeah, we've left one more thing to do. Just going to shade this. And we just could rotate it. So you're done with it. And I'm just going to use my little micron one just to give a little this in between space. I'm just going to darken it up with black. Just that small space. If you don't have it or you find it a little difficult, ignore it, it's okay. Right, so you were done. So now I'm just going to do the shading now. So I just go look back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shade all this part. Just going to shade this part alone. That is the joining part. Just a little of graphite. Right? And then what I'm going to do is on these flowers, I'm just going to go on the tip, on the edges again. Just on the edges, I'm just going to put graphite. Just on both the top and the bottom edges. Now if you see, I'm just going to use my stab and I'm just going to pull it up just to show the difference between shading how a stub kind of helps you just smoothen it up. While you use a turtle on you need to use it flat, but this one is little on the broader side. I didn't find my thinner stubs, so right, and then we're just going to put it here. Just going to go continue. Right, I've not done that part of the shading, so I'll do that with graphite. So can you see that? So let me finish this part also. Right, and just pull it up little. Right, so there we go. Right, so what I'm going to do is, on this part looks little flattened now, just see the magic is that I'm just going to put little graphite on either side. I'm just going to use my stub. So we just in time. So I'm just going to do this side. I'm going to just put a little graphite on the edge on this one, and for this I'm going to put this side, and I'm again using my that's it. Right, and just what I'm going to do is use my right, and I'm just going to do nothing much, just putting 3 dots out there. Just that, keeping that emptiness, trying to fill in on the emptiness space. Right, so this is a tile which I did before, and that's why I said I had a black and white, so I needed, so that's why I used her. So let me ink it up and just put my signature. We need to own it up, appreciate our work. And this is my swatch card, which tells you how you could play around more with this pattern. Right, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. It's a very simple pattern. I mean, it looks challenging, but when you do it, it looks, and there's a lot of possibilities which you can play around on this. And if you see here, I've done a little more shading on it, but again it is a light shading which I've done it out here. Here I've done very simple shading out here, and to give it a little different, so the same pattern can look different. Welcome, Michael. Alice, now thank you for joining the session. I would want you to share your creation. I will be happy to see all your creations. So do share your creations, right? Then anyone else? So we used a pattern called Aini from Indian Tangler Rahat Fazana. Today being Eid, thought some places are celebrating Eid today, so I thought I'll use her pattern from Indian Tangler group. There's a lot of ways you can use it in a different way. This pattern you can use as a border, you can use as a like this, or you can use it as a make it as a, like a flower. You can play around, but ensure that when you're trying to do that there are spacings are there that they really think, which I had demonstrated in the class, is that don't do it this small when you start with this bigger space, so then because right. So watch my IGTV if you have joined in late. I hope it gets saved on. So see you on next Tuesday. I hope I don't get tied up again. I do have classes, but quite, because I plan to don't, if I commit, so I need to keep it up and I do the justice. So let's plan, and I hope that we get to meet up next Tuesday. So see you then. Till then, bye, ciao, good night, good day. Do like my HTV and leave your comment, and do share your beautiful creations, right, and tag me.